Today, I'm going to tell you a story about a Roblox player who started receiving messages from an account that wasn't supposed to exist anymore. And the scariest part is, the person behind it had been missing for months. This is the story of Ethan and how one random message turned into something he still can't explain. Ethan was 16, the kind of player who didn't really stick to one game. He just logged in every night, joined whatever looked interesting, talked to random people, and logged off. Nothing serious, nothing deep, just a routine. Roblox was something he did to relax, not something he ever thought could be dangerous. And for a long time, it wasn't. One night, around 1:20 a.m., Ethan was scrolling through his friends list, looking for someone to play with, when he noticed something strange. A username he hadn't seen in a long time was online. The name was Lucas_91. At first, it didn't seem like a big deal, but then Ethan remembered something. Lucas wasn't supposed to be online. In fact, Lucas wasn't supposed to be anywhere, because months ago he had disappeared. No one knew exactly what happened, but people talked about it. Rumors spread. Some said he just quit Roblox. Others said something worse. But one thing was certain, his account had been inactive ever since. Until now. Ethan stared at the screen for a few seconds, trying to process it. "That's weird," he muttered. "Maybe someone hacked the account. That would make sense. Probably just someone messing around." So he clicked on the profile. Everything looked normal. Same avatar, same items, same old games. Nothing changed. But something felt off. He hovered over the message button for a second, then clicked it. "Hey, is this actually you?" he typed. He didn't expect a reply, not really. But a few seconds later, a message appeared. "Ethan?" His heart skipped for a moment. He didn't tell anyone his name on Roblox, not like that, not outside of close friends.
"Yeah? Who is this?" he replied, trying to stay calm. The response came instantly. "You know who this is." Ethan leaned back slightly, his expression changing. This didn't feel like a hacker anymore. This felt personal. "Lucas?" he typed. A few seconds passed. Then the message came. "I don't have much time." At that point, Ethan's hands stopped moving for a second. Something about that sentence felt wrong. Not like a joke. Not like trolling. Something else. "What do you mean?" he asked. The typing indicator appeared, then disappeared, then appeared again. Like whoever was on the other side was hesitating. Then finally, another message came through. "Don't trust anyone." Ethan stared at the screen, confused. "What are you talking about?" he typed back. No answer. Just silence. For a moment, he thought that was it. Maybe the account went offline. Maybe it was just some weird coincidence. But then, another message appeared. "He's still here." Ethan frowned. "Who?" he typed immediately. The reply came slower this time. "The one who took me." At that moment, the room felt different. Quieter. He adjusted in his chair, glancing around for a second without even realizing it. "This isn't funny," he wrote, his tone changing now. "If this is a joke..." Another message interrupted him. "I'm not joking." Ethan's chest tightened slightly. Because whoever this was wasn't acting like a normal player. The messages didn't feel random. They felt urgent. "Where are you?" he typed. This time there was a longer pause. No typing indicator. No movement. Just nothing. And then finally, one last message appeared. "Same place." Ethan stared at those two words for a long time because he had no idea what they meant. And that's when he made the mistake. Instead of stopping,
Instead of closing the chat, he decided to keep going. So before we go further, I need you to think about this. If you got a message from someone who wasn't supposed to be online, someone people said had disappeared, would you reply? If your answer is no, hit like right now and subscribe to the channel, because I post stories like this every week. Stories that start small and then turn into something much darker. And trust me, what Ethan did next is exactly why you should never ignore a message like that. Because he didn't stop. He didn't log off. And a few minutes later, things got worse.
A few minutes later, Alex wasn't just tired anymore. Something inside his body had started to change in a way he couldn't control. His head felt heavy, like a weight pressing down from the inside. His vision slightly blurred, the edges of the room fading in and out as he stared at the screen. It didn't feel like danger. It felt like exhaustion, and that's what made it worse. He leaned forward again, trying to stay focused on the game, his fingers moving slower now, missing inputs, reacting just a second too late. His breathing had become shallow, uneven, each inhale weaker than the last, like the air itself wasn't enough. Somewhere in the house, something was still leaking, still spreading, filling the room without a sound. And Alex was still sitting there, unaware that every breath was making it worse. A voice in his headset called his name, asking if he was still there, but the words felt distant, almost unreal.
The sound was muffled now, like it was underwater, like it had to travel through something thick before reaching him. His brain was slowing down, struggling to process even simple things, and he still didn't stop. He tried to speak, to respond, but the words didn't come out clearly, his voice barely a whisper. His throat felt dry, tight, his chest rising and falling in uneven rhythm. For a moment, he realized something wasn't right, but it was already too late to react properly. He pushed himself up from the chair, trying to stand, but his legs didn't respond the way they should. The floor felt unstable beneath him, like it was shifting, like he couldn't keep his balance. His vision darkened further, the room losing detail, turning into shapes and shadows. He grabbed the edge of the desk, holding on just to stay upright. For a second, everything went completely quiet. No game, no voices, no background noise, just silence pressing in from every direction. His body was shutting down, and he didn't even realize it. His grip on the desk loosened, his strength fading, his head dropping forward as his body gave in. His breathing became weaker, slower, barely noticeable. And if nothing changed, he wouldn't wake up. Not this time. Minutes passed in complete silence, the room unchanged, the screen still glowing, the game still running, as if nothing had happened. The air remained heavy, unmoving, filled with something that couldn't be seen, but was impossible to escape. But somewhere outside the room, something shifted, something that would change everything. Alex's phone, lying on the desk beside him, started vibrating. The sound cut through the silence, sharp and repetitive, echoing in the still room. One call, then another, then another. His mother. She had woken up suddenly, a strange feeling she couldn't explain pulling her out of sleep. The house felt different too quiet, too still, like something was wrong. She called his name from the hallway. No answer. She walked towards his room, knocking once, then again, her voice louder this time.
The faint smell reached her before anything else, stronger outside the room than inside. Something wasn't right. She opened the door. The sight in front of her made everything stop. Alex was slumped in his chair, motionless, the monitor still glowing in front of him. Not asleep, not responding. "Alex," she shouted, rushing forward, grabbing his shoulders, trying to wake him up. His body was heavy, unresponsive, his breathing weak and irregular. Panic set in instantly.
This wasn't normal. She pulled the headphones off his head, shaking him harder now, her voice breaking as she called his name again. The room felt suffocating, the air thick, hard to breathe even for her. She realized what was happening and how close it already was. She dragged him out of the room, pulling him into the hallway, away from the air that had filled the space. His body barely reacted, his head falling to the side as she struggled to move him. Every second mattered now, and they were already running out of time. His father rushed in moments later, confusion turning into panic the second he saw him. The house filled with noise now, voices, movement, urgency replacing the silence from before. Emergency services were called immediately, and the clock kept ticking. Minutes later, the house was no longer quiet. Paramedics moving quickly, checking the room, identifying the source. The air inside had become dangerous, invisible, but deadly. A gas leak, silent, undetectable without warning. They placed an oxygen mask over Alex's face, lifting him onto a stretcher, rushing him out of the house. The night air outside felt colder, sharper, cutting through everything that had filled the room.